Hello, Year 9. You'll notice that I've sent you an email with a Google Docs link in the email. If you click on the link, it will take you to a screen that looks like this, where your essay planner is for the Freedom Ride Essay Cat. So you're going to do your planning in this document, and you'll also be typing your essay in this document. You don't need to save the document. It's a live web document, so whatever changes you make to it is automatically saved, and I can see the work that you've done. So just to go through a couple of things about this cat, you're going to get 2 to 3 periods to plan your essay on the essay planner. Basically, if you can get your essay plan done in the 2 periods, that will give you 3 periods of time to write your essay. If you do, however, take 3 periods to plan, then you will only get 2 periods to write your essay. Okay, so we're allowing 5 periods altogether to plan and write your essay. The essay should be typed where possible. Test conditions. Your teacher can support you by answering questions in your Teams chat. So whilst you're planning and writing, if you get stuck, you can hop into the Teams chat and put a message there, and I'll get back to you. You should not be receiving help from anyone else in the writing sessions. The resources that you can use for the CAT, for planning, you can use your workbook, a sheet of quotes, which I'm putting on Compass in resources, in the essay resources folder. There's a great big long list of quotes that I'm putting in there that are all appropriate for the essay. I suggest that, especially if you feel like you've forgotten some of the book, I would suggest reading through all of the quotes, because it will help to remind you of some key scenes in the novel. You could use your Outsiders Lotus sheet and your Change Lotus, one that we did on OneNote, and also the Incorporating Quotes handout that was handed to you last term, which shows you how to embed quotes into your essay. For writing, when it comes to writing your essay, you've got your planning booklet, which is this document here that you're looking at, and the novel that you can use. You can also use some of the other resources as well, like the Incorporating Quotes handout. The expectations are that it's basically a 5-paragraph essay, so an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. The body paragraphs are using the Teal structure, with at least 2 ideas or examples per paragraph, and a minimum of 2 to 3 quotes per paragraph. And the word guide we've set is about 800 to 900 words for your essay. All right, just going to see if I can scroll down. Okay, so just scrolling down, you'll see that there's some sentence starters there to help you with when it comes to writing your essay. So some sentence starters there for introductions and body paragraph topic sentence. Sentence starters to introduce evidence. Sentence starters for analysis and author message and purpose. And some sentence starters to help you writing clinches or links and with your conclusion. So that's a very helpful resource for you to use when you come to writing your essay. All right, I'm just going to scroll down further. Here is some key vocabulary that you could use when you're planning and writing. So over here, there's some context vocabulary to help you with context words when you write your introduction. Some analysis words, so instead of using the word shows all the time, you can have a look here for some alternatives. Some linking words, So you'll see on your planner there's places where you need to put linking words. So you can look here to find some. And some narrative terms that you could use. So here's the author's surname, the protagonist, antagonist, so those sort of words, freedom ride, etc. All right, so you can have a look through that, use that to help you. Okay, so very important, here's the topic for our essay. Outsiders are the catalyst for change in Walgary. Discuss. So to start with, you're going to define the key terms. So we've just put catalyst there for you to get a definition for. Actually, the definition is there filled in for you. Catalyst is something that causes change. A person that begins an event. And then for the other key terms, you don't actually need to define them, but we want you to get some synonyms for the key terms: outsiders, catalyst, and change. All right, but also remember that with the essay topic, we're talking about change in Walgary, in the town. Okay, so I know when we did the change theme Lotus that we talked about personal changes that characters went through. In this essay, we're not really talking about personal changes. We're talking about changes in the town. Now, when you do your synonyms, just be careful because sometimes the synonyms don't necessarily fit, and you've got to find the right version of the word to get the right synonyms. So, for example, outsiders, you might put misfits or outcasts. For catalyst, that's a little bit tricky because there's some different kinds of ways that word can be used. So I'm going to just write some words here to help you out. So words like stimulus, impetus, prompt, encourage, induce, or incite. All right, so there's some other words that you could use instead of catalyst. If you find that you're repeating that word too much, then you can use one of those synonyms. Change. This one also has some different types of synonyms that you could choose from. The ones that I found that would be most suitable would be words like transform, alter, make different. Also, you could use the word difference. All right, so I'm going to let you guys do the antonyms yourself. So you might like to pause here to fill in the antonyms, or you can come back to that later. Okay, so the next step we need to do is brainstorm the essay topic. So remember we said when you watched Miss Bennett's video and she went through the steps of planning an essay, one of the things she said was to ask questions about the essay topic. So some questions that you might ask when you're thinking about the essay topic and brainstorming is: who are the outsiders in the novel? Do they prompt change? If they do, how do they prompt change? Do any of the insiders prompt change? So when I say insiders, we're talking about, anyone in the town who's not a misfit or an outcast. So the majority of the white people in the town are we would call the insiders. So thinking about who are the outsiders in the novel, listing them here. And then for each of those characters, you could think about whether or not they prompt change in the town, and if so, how. How do they prompt change? All right, so I'm going to let you guys brainstorm some ideas about that. Another resource that will help you with brainstorming is the quote sheet that I was talking about before. If you read through the quote sheet, that might help to give you some ideas for this brainstorm area. Then you're going to write your contention, which is your opinion about the essay topic. But you don't use I in text response essays. So we don't say I think that blah, blah, blah. You just leave the I think part off. So you need to write down your opinion about the essay topic, whether you agree with it or not. So I've written, the contention that I've written is basically pretty much the essay topic, but just written as a statement. The outsiders in the novel are the catalysts for change in Walgary. Okay, so that's, I'm agreeing with the statement and saying yes, it's the outsiders that try to create change in Walgary. So they may not necessarily succeed in creating change, but they are trying to prompt change in the community. So then we need to think about three main ideas that we can use for the essay, which to make up our body paragraphs. So to make it easier for you, I'm going to give you some suggestions of what your three main ideas could be about. We want to try to not have main ideas about particular characters. So the idea in your paragraph, we want to be sort of more theme-based rather than associated to a particular character. So the idea should be fairly general, and then that sort of makes up your topic sentence, so a general sort of statement, and then in your body paragraph you become more specific, okay, by talking about particular characters. All right, so the way that I've sort of thought about grouping or structuring the essay, this is just to give you some ideas on how you might go about it, is that there are people with different views to the majority in the town. There are the Aborigines are outsiders who try to bring about change. And another group in the novel that tries to bring change to the town is SAFA. So that's the Student Action for Aborigines, the Freedom Ride. Okay, so that basically they're my three main ideas that I want to include in my essay. Okay, so people that have got different views to the majority in the town are treated as outsiders, and they often want to try to change the way things are in the town because they think differently to everybody else. The Aborigines are outsiders who want things changed, and then you've got the Student Action for Aborigines bus that comes into town to protest and try to make things better for the Aborigines.